Homes live here with Bayut. Find real and authentic properties using TrueCheck. Download the app or visit Bayut.com.
Now, a couple of business breakfast presenters might be heading to Italy for their holidays this summer. Right. Speaking of great cities, we pay an awful lot of attention to what the Dubai property market is doing, and we have in Q1. We've had a couple of guests on talking about the numbers, but we haven't tackled Q1 in Abu Dhabi yet. And we're going to correct that now with Fibha Ahmed, who's the Vice President of Property Sales. New title alert at Dubai and Bayut. Fibha, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, Brandy. How are you today?
I'm good, Emma Brooke, on the promotion. Right, let's look first off at sales in Abu Dhabi. What are we seeing in terms of prices and activity?
As you rightly mentioned in the intro, we talk a lot about Dubai, all eyes on Dubai, right? And we tend to talk less about Abu Dhabi. So let's talk about the great capital. Abu Dhabi overall has seen a very sustained and a stable, steady growth when it comes to sale and rent over the course of last few quarters. We've seen that continue in this quarter. We've seen on an average of roughly about 5.2% increase in the sales prices this year. We've seen activity in affordable segment as well as mid to prime segment. We've seen some newer communities come up. We've seen moderation in price for well-established communities. And what's interesting, or what stood out for me, was that these newer communities, Al Ghadir, for example, in the affordable segment, has seen a jump of up to 8 to 9%. Masdar City, again in the affordable segment, has seen a price hike of up to 12%. And interestingly, what really caught my attention was Jubail Island, which is in the prime luxury segment of the villas, with up to 13% price increase.
Why are we seeing, those new launches aside, a calmer market, a more gentle increase than we are seeing in Dubai?
Absolutely. I think it has a lot to be attributed towards the overall size of the market. Abu Dhabi is slowly and gradually kind of coming up with these launches. If you hear a lot more launches in Dubai, you would hear quite a few, but they're quality launches focused on concept living, and they are a handful when you compare it to Dubai. Also, the market itself has always seen very steady price increase. Most of the quarter over year, you would see not very substantial price fluctuations, but like a steady increase. I'll give you an example. Yas and Saadiyat, for the last 2 quarters, I've seen less than a 1% price movement in the sales segment. However, when we jump to the rental segment, the story is a little different there.
How so?
We've seen more fluctuations in prices. The affordable segment has seen a 7% rent hike, and the luxury segment has seen a 9% price hike. Now, it makes sense that on the sales segment, since the fluctuation in prices is not that high, the demand is going to continue to grow, which we've seen in our numbers with over 80% more demand as compared to last 4 months of last year. However, on the rent side, in the luxury segment, we've seen sustained demand up to 60-65% more searches and intent, with a price increase of over 9%, in some areas like Raha Beach claiming up to 12 to 13% price hike.
Abu Dhabi, is it seeing the sort of the growing population pressure or the international investor interest that Dubai is?
I would say it's a combination of both. Abu Dhabi itself has seen a moderate 1.6 to 2% population growth year on year. I would say it's more so the international investors, and the more Abu Dhabi is being put on the map for the global market as the cultural and the entertainment complementary emirate of the UAE, it has gained a lot of attention for people who are there. Also, the authorities bringing in ease of doing business, the element of long-term visas, 100% ownership, all of this, and not to forget the immense entertainment calendar that we see, the F1, and then you see Expo City holding a lot of new musical festivals. All of this is garnering a lot of international interest for Abu Dhabi, I'd say.
Not a million miles away from the border, we've got a lot of off-plan activity going on with Dubai South. And, Correct. Of course, that new airport that is going to be built down there. What does that mean for Abu Dhabi property in terms of the decisions that people are making if they might be commuting from here to there or even the other way around?
I would say the new airport is going to positive impact not only for Dubai and the southern region of Dubai, but also Abu Dhabi. It's not going to be that far away from Abu Dhabi. We've already seen financial hubs like ADGM Market garnering a lot of interest from hedge funders, from foreign investors. So I believe with the airport being so close to the vicinity, all the new areas that are being developed in the outskirts of Abu Dhabi stand to gain a lot from the market in the future months.
Could we see, though, people choosing to live in Dubai South and commute into Abu Dhabi if that cuts down some of the commute time rather than moving into the capital? Because there's a lot of people who do drive between the two.
They have. But I've seen that with Abu Dhabi bringing up a lot more new areas, a lot more new freehold areas that are in the outskirts of Abu Dhabi. In my opinion, if you ask me, people are going to start to explore those areas just so that they're closer to work. And it really depends where in Abu Dhabi are you. If you're based in the central island of Abu Dhabi, then I would say you would prefer to live in Abu Dhabi. But if you are in the outskirts of Maria Island, you have options in Gadir, which has really done the charts in terms of popularity, both for affordable apartments, villas and high ROI. I would say it would really be a preference. Do you want to be known as a Dubai resident or an Abu Dhabi resident? So you have choices there.
I've got 40 seconds left with you. What are you expecting to see in Abu Dhabi off-plan activity this year?
Abu Dhabi has consistently seen an increase in off-plan transactions. Even in this quarter, we've seen roughly about 18% more off-plan transactions than prior quarter. I would say it is going to continue to gain momentum as Abu Dhabi continues to bring more concept living to the market, more master communities coming up, and super waterfront luxury living is going to be the buzz in the future.
Fibha Ahmed is the Vice President of Property Sales for Dubai and Bayut. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Download the AR